here we are doing some Void Watch, just to kind of test what we've got on Paladin so far. This is Pwnsalot, and I'm on my Paladin, trying out a new lock style. Side note, the lock style shoes that I wanted to equip, I accidentally dropped them today, so I couldn't equip them, but that's fine, I'll get another pair. But yeah, this is Pwnsalot's Paladin, and when we're engaged, we actually have quite a good tank set on. That is a Mythic completed with Afterglow, and that is an Aegis completed with no Afterglow. And we have some tank items that are signed, and some high quality Superin stuff that are also signed. Oh, no, not signed, of course, but high quality Superin stuff that's completed in the headpiece and the handpiece and the leg piece and the feet. And we use Woman Body. We use Ambuscade Cape. We need more Ambuscade Capes because fast cast is only good when I'm casting spells. I can put something else here for now while I'm engaged. Flume Belt, normal quality or high quality is really good. Combatant's Torque is only really good if you have all the other stuff on this set, otherwise you're gonna not have your damage requirements to be capped damage taken minus. But I am, so I can put I free up this slot for the Combatant's Torque. Ethereal Earring's really good. Might as well get it. I was talked into it one day, and I like it. I always wear it now. Adnawa Earring is really good. You can get the normal quality one to go with the high quality one, and then have two if you want. It just depends on what you want your HP to be, which is kind of the purpose of this video, by the way. A pill ring +1 super duper good. Definitely something you should get on Paladin. You can get the normal quality of pill ring here or the defending ring. Both are good. There's a lot of other options which we'll go through, like Limbo stuff. But for now, this is the idle engage set that I use. So when I'm attacking a monster, that's what I will have equipped. When I want to get TP, I'm working on the TP set, so I'm actually not going to show the TP set in this video, but I'm currently working on some Odyssean pieces that have store TP on them. And when I get to a point where I actually really like it, I'll let you know, but the other sets that I'm going to talk about, I'm going to show in this fight, and they're really time intense. Like, to get all the stuff for all the sets takes a lot of time. Alright, so here we are with 1000 TP, and I'm using my engage set, so I'm going to do a weapon skill. We're going to do Atonement. Now, Atonement actually does damage based on your weapon skill damage modifiers, but not your latent effect weapon skill damage modifiers on, say, your Fosha set, your Fosha belt and necklace, don't affect Atonement damage. I've tested this. So when I use Atonement, we actually switch into a set and go from 3100 HP to 2900 and then back to 3100. So our entire weapon skill set, which is good, takes us to takes us minus 200 HP, which doesn't really put us in yellow. So again, I'll do another Atonement, then go to the yellow. Still in the white HP, which is important if you're using trusts, because they're gonna waste their mana spamming you with cures while you're blinking in and out of your weapon skill set. So that was the issue I was trying to tackle, and so far so good. I'll show the weapon skill set here in a moment, and I'm still trying to improve it, but right now it's actually really solid because it's only a minus 200 HP deficit, and it has a lot of weapon skill modifiers on it that are really super good. So I really like it. That is for the Atonement. Now, the bread and butter here is going to be your Savage Blade and your CDC. So those are affected by Fosha set. We know Fosha set doesn't give you HP, so I'm expecting more of a 200 deficit with the Fosha stuff equipped. So I will actually use my weapon skill Savage Blade next. So as soon as I have the TP, I'm going to Savage Blade, and we're going to go from 3105. Oops. 3105 to 2432. So that does put us in the yellow still, and we do get the Cure 4 just like you saw right there, which wastes mana on the Trust. So I still have to work on the Savage Blade and the CDC sets because of the HP that I lose when I blink into it. We'll trigger your trust, your trusts into curing you, and also maybe your white mage players into curing you by mistake, because they'll be in the middle of the spell and you'll be already kind of changing your HP value again, so it's just no good. But the damage is pretty good. We'll actually show the damage here on the next one. So I will go full screen on the chat, and we will actually use Savage Blade on this boss. 6,000 damage on the Savage Blade. Now I've actually hit 20k on Savage Blade before, but not on Kagan. But it's a really good weapon skill. It does quite a bit of damage if you actually start grinding out the gear for the augments on that particular weapon. We're going to see a CDC really quick just to size them up, but from my experience, one might be better than the other depending on what boss you fight, so it's good to have both. If your Savage Blade isn't doing much, you use the CDC. If that's not doing a whole lot, you can use the Requiescat or the Sanguine Blade. I saved the Sanguine Blade for when I'm in the yellow, so I can just absorb my HP back to full, because it does hit really, really hard. If you have the right gear on, which I do have an elemental weapon skill set for Sanguine Blade that I can show. I also have one for Aeolian Edge if I'm ever using a dagger. I have the same magic attack bonus weapon skill set for that, and it's basically finished. That's not so important. CDC only did half of what Savage Blade did just now, so obviously we need more dex on the weapon skill set if we're going to actually pull this off. But in the slots that I would put the dex upgrades, which I have the dex, like the ring and stuff for dex plus, but in those slots I'm using weapon skill accuracy specifically because my paladin does like 150 content, and I don't want to miss a CDC, and I don't want to miss a Savage Blade. If I'm going to get them off, I want to make sure they hit, so I have a lot of weapon skill accuracy and not so much damage, unfortunately. We'll do one more CDC to see if that was resisted. 3,000 on that. I should respect this boss and not be in front of it, because my tanks are going to die when it uses Death Prophet. Spoiler alert, it might use Death Prophet and kill some tanks here. I might actually die. But yeah, this whole trust party is nothing but tanks and more white mage, just so I can test my weapon skill sets. Let's see about getting one more Savage Blade and try to crank out 6k again. Off just one Savage Blade, that would be nice. That Savage Blade did 2,900, so this boss is doing some funny stuff. But you can see, like, the weapon skills are about the same amount of damage between the two, so if you want to decide one over the other, I would just get both and be done with it, to be totally honest. Now, the atonement damage is, like, really stupid, because you can't actually augment the damage with your potion set, because the latent effect only works on, like, your elemental and physical stuff, and atonement specifically says it's a breath attack, so it doesn't actually get procced with the Fosha set. But you can use any other weapon skill damage modifiers to get it, because they're global damage. And currently, my atonement is doing 591. It was capped at 756 in a previous Void Watch that I was doing. It wouldn't do any more than 756. And I've actually hit with atonement for upwards of a 2,000 before, but that's about the high end that you'll ever see, I think, with that weapon skill. I've been trying to break that weapon skill for weeks now, and I can't really seem to get it much farther than like 2,200. So if there's any other way to do that, like, I need to figure this out. But against this boss, atonement should keep doing the same amount of damage. And you can see we're actually blinking into not the Fosha set when we use that atonement weapon skill, because the Fosha set doesn't help. And 483 there. So it's better than 0, and it does set up your aftermath. So you do get your aftermath for a minute or so. That's important. That'll help you with your TP gain. Now, in this situation, since I'm not tanking, I would ideally want to have a store TP set. So I'm going to be working on the store TP set after this video. So I can actually crank out the TP numbers to actually chain these weapon skills at that point. But currently, right now, like, I mean, I think the weapon skill sets are really good. I think the tank set's really good. If I want to tank, I could easily pull hate, but I don't want him to profit me, so I'm not even gonna bother. But yeah, I could just Sentinel and Rampart here and have hate. If not, I can use Provoke. I don't normally sub Warrior because I don't need Provoke. I can just flash, spam Cure 4s on people as well, and get the hate that way. You don't need the Provoke, but I have the Provoke because it comes with an attack up. Since I'm subbing Warrior, I'm in Berserk and Warfire, and Aggressor is good. So I like it for damage. It's not bad. I just quickly picked something. I was just testing the Paladin, so I don't really care about the sub. But yeah, lots of different subs for Paladin. Just on a side note, I was subbing Corsair the other day for the magic defense role because we were fighting Archangels and Eshel Ruon, and they like to spam Meteor and Vision Gakur and a bunch of fun stuff, and so yeah, I figured the magic defense role would keep my party alive while I was just tanking. So it did work. We won, so that's good. We won with actually like only 20 seconds left, though. It was pretty rough. But we only had like one Master Thief in the party, and then my tank, and then a bunch of new players. So like we just didn't have it for the most part. Like I was on my toes. But we got there, and that's the only thing that matters. Totally got there. So yeah, unfortunately I can't sub Corsair and actually do the Corsair combo that I use with Thief and Ninja, because I don't actually have a gun on Paladin to actually shoot with, and no weapon skills that are from guns either, so I couldn't even do any tricks. But if you haven't seen my other videos with the double shot combos, you should check them out, because it's like you get 1000 TP, and then you use your first weapon skill, and then use your quick draw twice, which requires a gun and a bullet. And a card, so if you have all that, you use your quick draw once or twice and you get 1000 TP back, so long as you're in a store TP set when you do it. You have to be in a store TP set when you use the quick draws, or you won't be able to get that 300 plus TP back on each of your shots, which is required to get your second skill chain off fast enough, or your second weapon skill off fast enough. So Paladin doesn't have that, and because the Fosha set's not on Atonement, at this point, I'll actually never be able to use Atonement and then quickly use Savage Blade right afterward, because my Atonement doesn't have the Fosha set on it anymore. So, but that's fine, I don't have to do that. I can still get Savage Blade off, and typically I can get the skill chain if I've got the right group together. I can get the skill chain as well, so I don't need the Fosha proc, but if I do get the Fosha proc, it's only going to be on any other weapon skill besides Atonement, like CDC. So if I used CDC, I could proc Fosha, get the TP back, and use CDC again. Or I could just use the Savage Blade afterward, like Requiscat into Savage Blade, I think is a skill chain. I'm not 100% sure, but just the Atonement can't do it anymore, which is unfortunate now that I think about it, because Atonement actually opens up light when you use Savage Blade afterward. So I could Atonement and get a Fosha proc 2% of the time, and then Savage Blade right after. So 2% of the time I get a free light skill chain with my Atonement opener. Unfortunately though, when I do that, it fucks my HP. And since Atonement is the first weapon skill that I use, I want to make sure that I'm in a situation in the high-end content where my HP doesn't drop to yellow right away when I use the Atonement. So that's where we're at right now, guys. We're at a situation right now where I can blink into a weapon skill set, Atonement, lose 200 HP, put my tank set back on, gain 200 HP, so my HP is still over 90%, and then I can still be in the white and still fight these things without a Cure Bomb. When I blink into my CDC or my Savage Blade or Requiscat set or anything like that, maybe even my Magic Attack set, I will go down to 75% HP. I will get the yellow HP bar, and I will get that cure spam from those trusts and maybe those dense players that are just not thinking about it. And then I will blink into a tank set, so it might even, like, I might get the HP when the cure spell resolves, I might not. It depends on what happens next. If I go another weapon skill or store TP set, then that HP was just a waste. So that's the whole purpose of this video. Now let's show the other sets that we're using. I'll show you all 3 sets that I used in this video. We didn't have the store TP set put together, so I won't show that. The tank set is as such. When I'm actually engaged, I changed the Carmen Cusses to the Sovereign. We've seen the Sovereign pieces. We've seen the Oma body at the start. We've seen the Flume Belt. We explained how I could get away with the Combatant's Torque in that slot instead of like Lowercase Torque +1, or some similar stuff that you would want to get, like Unmoving or Moonbeam. These are both really good too. But yeah, so we can get away with the combatant's torque, since we are melee. We can get away with the HP here, but if it's an issue with the store TP set, I can always take this HP off of my idle set, and so when I'm tanking, instead of 3100, I'll be at 3000. No problem, not a big deal at all. So I could do that and maybe solve the issue with my store TP set if I have to. But I'll be working on that, so we'll figure that out. We'll get the HP gap similar on all of the equip sets. That's the end goal, to keep the HP about the same on all the equip sets. So the tank set, finished. It's completely finished. The only improvement you could possibly make to this tank set right now would be to upgrade this Staunch Tathlum to +1, and to possibly put an Adnawa earring normal quality in this slot if you really want the HP. Other than that, this is best. Like, you could put the Moonbeam in this slot too if you really want to. That's also really good. But I think this is the best that you'll ever see. And just put the Sovereign legs on here and you're good. Right there. Right? So let me actually change that back, since that's my idle set. I want to actually be able to run around. Where's my Carmen? There it is. So yeah, there we go. So there's the tank set. And the more important sets. Your regular weapon skill set. Regular weapon skill set for Paladin, okay? Everyone's going to look different because their augments are different and all this. Now, your staples, Fosha Gorget and Fosha Belt. Okay, those are staples. Ambuscade back, if you have one for that job. See, these are all jobs, so I use them on all of my weapon skill palettes, but if you have the ambuscade back with the weapon skill damage plus 10%, you put it in this slot. Sometimes, if it's a magic weapon skill, you would prefer to have a magic attack bonus plus 10 instead of weapon skill damage plus 10. I know that for a fact, so just believe me on this. That's how it goes. Magic weapon skills, you want the magic attack bonus cape, ambuscade cape. Physical weapon skills, you want the weapon skill damage modifier cape, more or less, all the time. The only exception is like, well, actually no, Atonement's not an exception. If I get the ambuscade back weapon skill plus 10 for Paladin, and I free up the inventory space to actually use that on in my arsenal, I will have a better Atonement, because Atonement does scale with weapon skill damage. Atonement does not scale with Fosha set. Just remember that if you're ever trying to scale your weapon skill damage on Atonement. Now, I currently do not have a weapon skill damage slot for the legs for Paladin, so I am using an HP leg, because we just explained HP is really important. The augments on this are the HP path, so it's 105 extra. And these are not that expensive to buy, so you could pick it up. So it's in the weapon skill damage legs only until I get a weapon skill damage legs, and then hopefully I don't have to tweak the HP values to keep my HP from dropping to 75%, because that, again, that's the goal, to keep it around 90% of what it always is going to be. So yeah, so those are the legs we'll eventually upgrade. The Sulevia leggings plus 1 can go up to a plus 2 now, which would be weapon skill damage plus 7% instead of 6. That does work on Atonement as well as all of the other weapon skills on Paladin. So definitely something you would want a weapon skill with right there. The hands, you're going to want the Odyssean hands. I've looked into a lot of different hands, and unless you have like Valorous hands, or unless you have Valorous hands with like some really good fucking dark matter rolls, you're going to want Odyssean gauntlets, because they automatically have weapon skill damage on them. Plus you can augment them with more weapon skill damage. This one is augmented with perfect weapon skill accuracy right now, which is plus 20. I'll pull that up so you can see. It's not the best augments because the other ones are weak, but that's a perfect plus 20 on the accuracy. Really good for Savage Blade and CDC if CDC tends to miss on you, but Savage Blade almost always misses if you have no weapon skill accuracy, just remember that. So definitely super duper good since it's got weapon skill damage and weapon skill accuracy. The dream for me, guys, is to use a Dark Matter augment roll on Odyssean gauntlets and get an extra buff, one of them being weapon skill accuracy, one of them being weapon skill damage. They don't even have to be perfect. If I have both of those on those gauntlets as a dark matter augment, I will be fucking living the dream, you guys. So that's my goal. I will eventually get there. I'm gonna have to get another Odyssean gauntlet so I can keep trying to roll on them, because I'm not gonna re-roll these until I have another pair, because that's perfect accuracy, so you want to keep the perfect accuracy for sure. Right, so the other Odyssean piece here, we've got some weapon skill damage on this one as well. I have the Store TP one, but it's not, it could go higher, like 8, I think. So it's not perfect, but it's decent. I don't use it, but when I build the store TP set, I'll be playing around with this one. But for the weapon skill set, this isn't perfect either. It could be a 5. If you use Dark Matter, it could be like a 9 or a 10, so just you could do a lot of fun stuff like with this, and it's super duper good for a weapon skill set, so always blink into the Odyssean chestplate. If you have the Valorous chestplate with weapon skill damage Augs, that's also acceptable for in-game. Those two are like the only two that you would want to mess around with though, like for the ultimate tier Paladin, right? So for the headpiece, again, you could use Valorous or Odyssean. I'm currently actually using the Hachimaki here that I farmed because a lot of reasons. It has the weapon skill accuracy for Savage Blade. It's got some raw stats for Savage Blade as well. It is eye level 119, so it's got competitive level 119 stats. And on top of all that, it's got the Conserve TP, which actually is a dream if you're opening a weapon skill solo, because you open the weapon skill with this set on, and you get the Conserve TP back. Gives you a couple TP as well, like with the whole set, which as far as I know is the Conserve TP, I think there's an earring, Acer ear pendant. I've got all 3 of them for Thief and Corsair that I'm aware that I can get, right? And Paladin can wear all of them as well, because they're all jobs. So all jobs get minimum of 3 Conserve TP pieces. That would be this earring, and this headpiece, which is 11 Conserve TP, and then the Fuchsia belt here rounds it out to 21, right? Or is 18, something like that. I don't know. 11 plus 7, so 18. Pretty sure. Yep. So it's 3, 8, and 11, so, or 7. So yeah, you get a plus 18 Conserve TP, which roughly translates to about 30 TP back, give or take. It depends on how many hits your weapon skill's doing as well, because some weapon skills are multi-hit. And it procs on each of those hits too, so if you're using like Evisceration, for example, you can get like, you can end the Evisceration with the right gear with like half of a weapon skill ready to go. Like you get 500 plus TP back. I've done it before, so it's really cool. But then you can actually chain into your closing weapon skill, which would maybe not use the Conserve TP set, because you don't care about the TP that you have left over after you close the weapon skill, right? So you could close like Light or Darkness with a different set, but you could open it with this Conserve TP stuff. So definitely good to think about getting if you're trying to self-skill chain and you want those pieces. But I use it for the accuracy right here for the Savage Blade, because Paladin's DPS is Savage Blade for the most part. CDC and Savage Blade. So CDC doesn't really need this. You'd rather have Dex for CDC, I think, but for Savage Blade you want this. Pretty sure. The only other acceptable thing would be the Valorous or the Odyssean, like the other pieces, and just augment it for weapon skill damage. And then you pretty much have a full set, right? So the only thing I'm really missing for weapon skill damage on Paladin, if I want weapon skill damage and not accuracy, I would want to get probably finish this Odyssean set or finish the Valor set again. And I have the Valor set done, but it's for Beastmaster, and I'm not going to re-roll it because they're really, really good rolls on the Beastmaster. So I'll probably just do the Odyssean set so I can keep it interesting and have like one of each of the sets. But I do think Valorous is stronger than Odyssean, but I've had more experience with Valorous, so I don't know the DPS yet. But I will make another video when I find out, and we'll go from there. But yeah, for now, I think this is pretty much done for the weapon skill set. I don't think it needs any more changes. There's no weapon skill damage modifier ammo for Paladin, only for Rune Fencer and a couple of other jobs gets one. So for me, I use HP+, and this has the most HP on it in the entire game at plus 45. So definitely something you would put on a weapon skill set when you're blinking out of your Sovereign set. What else do we have that's HP? Currently this, because I don't have the Ambuscade, but that's a solid 100 HP right there, really good. Because I don't have the legs, a solid 160-ish right there with the augment. And Moonbeam, I bought this morning because I really needed that HP. And because I only have one weapon skill related ring now, because I got rid of my Carrier ring, which gave me weapon skill accuracy and weapon skill damage. Now I actually just have the one, and I have the Orvale ring instead of the Carrier ring. That'll be right here. So you can only carry one at a time, so I would have to change it back if I needed the Carrier ring. But I don't, because I have all the other gear, so for now, that opens up this spot in the weapon skill slot, and a lot of people would be like, oh, well, you want to scale your damage on weapon skill. So in that slot, you want strength +9, or you want mind +9 in that slot. That's not the case in this situation, you guys, because Paladin doesn't care about DPS. Paladin cares about... Paladin is contributing to DPS if they're trying to be an overachiever. That's basically it in a nutshell, and that's where I'm at right now. And from my experience, I'm an underachiever if my macro puts me in the 75% HP range. Like, that's stupid. Don't do that on Paladin. That's really, really dumb. So definitely the HP and weapon skill hybrid set is the way to go for high-level content. You're never going to make a mistake blinking into this. You might deal 500 extra less, you might deal like, not even 500, you might deal like maybe 200 less damage on your weapon skills each time, but you're not going to have those problems because your HP is not going to drop. So if I had an HP and a weapon skill damage piece, I would obviously wear it. But HP is super important. People don't even think about it, but it's super duper important. So I've got a hybrid set here with the TP Moonshade earring. Right here it's got the TP plus 250. That also doesn't affect Atonement, so we'll see the Atonement set right here in a minute, and I'll show you the changes. But this is pretty much done, guys. HP and weapon skill damage and weapon skill accuracy. And that's kind of a catch-all for your weapon skills for Paladin. That's basically it. Now, the risk here is that you are blinking out of your defending ring to use this accuracy ring. So that could be a problem, but you actually compensate a little bit with the Moonbeam ring, because my other option here was, before I bought the Moonbeam ring, my other option was Meridian ring. You'll see here that there's a Meridian ring, plus 90 HP. I've had it for a while, and it's really good for this kind of stuff, but the Moonbeam is that, it's all that in a bag of chips, you guys. It's half a defending ring as well. Obviously, you could high quality this if you have 100 million gil, but I don't want to spend 100 million gil on a Moonbeam ring yet. So we're going to stick with the normal quality one, and that'll be just fine. So, moving on, we're going to check out the other set. This is the Atonement set. If you are a Mythic Paladin, this is for you. Glad you watched the video this far. I'm trying to go through this as fast as I can. It's a lot to talk about. So, you see that I'm still using the same ammo, best in slot for Atonement ammo right here, as far as I know. To this day, this is the best in slot. Best in slot neck is right here, Dualism Collar +1. I've actually put a lot of stuff in this slot, including the Ardor Pendant +1, which gives you breath attack damage +10%. Does absolutely nothing with Atonement, by the way. Save yourself the 50k, don't buy that. So for the next slot, we sub out the Fosha for the Dualism for the HP value. We sub out the belt Fosha item for the Oneros belt, because this is best in slot for HP value. So we got the best in slot HP neck and waist and ammo. So those accessories are looking pretty hot right now. We have the best in slot Moonbeam and Meridian. We could do 2 Moonbeams if we really had the extra cash, but I would throw the Meridian away at that point. It's only 10 HP, you guys, and a couple of other things that are only relevant for a split second while I am weapon skilling. So for now, I think this is a good kind of build to go for if you're trying to save some money, because Meridian's really good. It's underrated. It's really good for stuff like this. Let's see. So because weapon skill accuracy doesn't affect Atonement, you don't need the weapon skill accuracy ring. So that would explain why I have the 2 HP rings here. And some HP earrings. Obviously, you would want to go 2 Adnala earrings if you can, but for now, since I haven't farmed the other one, I'm using the next best thing, which is Edulation. It also has some tankiness there, so most HP that it can possibly have as a tank item, and has the tank stats, right? So it's pretty good. Even Adnala doesn't have the magic damage -3. Even the high quality Adnala doesn't have that magic damage on it, so it's pretty good, I would say. Pretty good for your weapon skill set if you're trying to stack HP for it. So we can go up another 50 if we get another Adnala earring. We can go up another 50 here and close that gap even further. Let's see. The other weapon skill pieces that are relevant for Atonement, that would be your Solevia leggings +1 or 2. I'm actually going to work on +2 this month, I'm pretty sure. Your legs, if you're not going to go with your weapon skill damage modified, augmented, Valorous, or Odyssean, you're going to go with Sovereign. Same Sovereign you've been tanking in with the HP page. And the Odyssean gauntlets, of course, weapon skill damage. You can augment with accuracy or more damage if you want. It's got some HP on it to begin with, so you're not too bad by picking this. If you can get a Dark Matter augment that has HP and weapon skill augment, then that would be really good, right, for your weapon skill set. So remember that. That would be a super good piece for your hands. If I get one, I'll make a video. For the headpiece, because the weapon skill accuracy doesn't matter, we take the Hachimaki off, and we use the Sovereign set, same page that we normally use, because I only have one HQ Sovereign of each of the slots. So you're going to use the same HP Sovereign piece for the head, and because the Saurian helmet has the breath damage, but it doesn't actually work with Atonement, so you don't even need that. So definitely the item level 119 heads with the HP page, or the Valorous Odyssean, like I have for the body. You could do that on the head slot as well. But you definitely need the Celevia plus 1 or 2, and you definitely need the Odyssean. Like, that's kind of your best stuff. The other 3 are kind of flex. So you can go HP, you can go weapon skill damage, you can go a hybrid between the two, whatever you're comfortable with. Just try to get that HP value to be about the same in your tank set as it is in your weapon skill set. If that means putting HP stuff on your weapon skill set, then so be it. If that means taking HP stuff off of your tank set, that might also be a good idea. So think about that. And because I don't have the weapon skill plus 10 cape, which is in my near future as well, Ambuscade cape, I'm going to be using the Zukal mantle because that's a lot of HP. Oh, I lied, you guys. I totally lied. I forgot. I bought this today. Check it out. This is 150 extra HP in that slot. So I just remembered that. I did buy that Moonbeam piece today as well. I'm broke now because of it, but yeah, so there we go. So that's actually going to be the full set until I get the Ambuscade cape. And I'm going to actually upgrade this one as well because I have it in both of them, so why not? It's pretty good. That actually might be relevant because I was in the yellow last time, but I just stacked another 150 HP on this guy. So maybe, just maybe, let's try one more Kagan, just for demonstration purposes on the weapon skills. Nothing else seems to have enough HP to chain weapon skills on, so I just spam Void Watch to test stuff. Because they have 100,000 HP or more. It's really good. Really good for testing. Bring at least 2 or 3 tanks. I would say 3 for Kagan if you're going to solo him. Bring at least 3 tanks. Try to space them out like that, where they're not all in the cleave area, because it's conal damage Death Prophet is. So Amchuchu will live, and if he turns to face Amchuchu, Gesho will live, you see, in August. So try to set up like that if you're going to fight this dude. I did that on purpose, because Death Prophet will cleave all 4 tanks if they're all in front of each other, and they will all die from death damage. Well, from death. Alright, so we're going to blink into the Savage Blade set now. This was putting us at 75% HP. We go to 2300, and we go back up. Okay. Oh, you know what? I just realized something. Hold on. I am using Gear Swap, and I didn't update Gear Swap. So, we need to fix that. Oh dear. Cannot believe that I actually forgot about that cape. That was 3 million gil almost. Alright. It is called Moonbeam Cape. Pretty sure. Moonbeam Cape. I'll do one more Savage Blade so you can see the HP value change again. Go from 2300 to 3100, puts us in the 75 percentile type area, so you're going to be yellow HP. Paladin weapon skill, change to Moonbeam Cape. Moonbeam Cape. Okay, Sanguine Blade looks good.
atonement needs to be changed to Moonbeam. There we go. And of course, you can make a high quality Moonbeam as well. You can get the Moonlight Cape if you have the 100 million gil to spend. But that is a lot of gain XP farming for me, you guys, to get that 100 mil. So, or a lot of stock in the auction house and a lot of bazaring for sure. And my mule's not even active right now, so that's out of the question. Alright, so before I actually launch this guy, there we go. We're gonna go ahead and Savage Blade now with the new stats. Should be new stats. There's the Moonbeam Cape getting equipped. I still get the Cure Bomb after the Savage Blade, so we're still working on that Savage Blade. The Atonement will not get the Cure Bomb though, and that's very important, because that is our opener, for the most part. We're gonna need a couple more auto attacks before I can Atonement, because I don't have Aftermath activated right now. Alright, here's the Atonement. And right after the Atonement, am I being cured? I see no cures coming in, you guys. That is an erase. So that's good. So even the bots will not fuck up with this build. So they will not waste their magic on you in that case. Yorn Orin is the one that's the biggest problem because he likes to keep you above like 75%. Some of the other trusts will let you go down to really low and they'll only cure you if you're really low, so that's a non-issue with them, but those are dangerous trusts to have. Yorn Orin is like the meta right now. So being able to work with him as opposed to working against him is really smart. We're going to test Sanguine Blade next, just to kind of see. I took all of my magic attack gear out and put it on this thing. I'm doing 2,000 damage, and I'm not going to the yellow on the Sanguine Blade. Okay, so that is definitely important. Really excited about that. So my elemental damage weapon skills will be fine with the HP values. The only ones that I have to work on are the Savage Blade and the, well, of course, the Savage Blade is also the CDC and the Reckless Cat, so the Savage Blade, I have to work on that one, basically. And then when I get there, we'll actually not have this issue with the Cure Bombs. Here's the Reckless Cat, just so you see it's the same thing. I'll drop to the yellow, use the Reckless Cat. Of course, I have an Amnesia at the moment, so I won't use the Reckless Cat, but I'll try to use the Reckless Cat, and then I'll try to put my tank gear back on, and I'll be at 75% HP, which means that Yorn Orin's going to want to cure me again. He might be doing something else at the moment, so that's probably why I'm still at this value, but normally he would cure right here. There's the Death Prophet, so I'm going to lose some tanks. Did he get stunned? I'm pretty sure he just got smited, and it stopped the Death Prophet. Because we saw the Death Prophet just now, and it didn't go off. That's funny. Good shit. All the tanks are just like, nah, bro. You think you're gonna Death Prophet. You wish. Alright. He can probably try again. I don't even know. He'll have to Praying Posture spam first. He always warns you first with Praying Posture multiple times, and then he'll Death Prophet. Or he won't. But if he keeps Praying Posture, he's gonna Death Prophet, pretty much. There's another Praying Posture. See, if I had the TP set right now, I would probably have already killed this guy. Since I'm not tanking, I don't need the tank set on. So we do need to work on the TP set. That's a Death Prophet. That landed. I might die here. Whatever. I have some opportunities here because Mchuchu will take the next Death Prophet for me if I don't pull hit. Trying not to pull hit. If I had a TP set on, I'd probably already have hate. But then again, it is Mchuchu. She does have Warrior, so she's Rune Fencer Warrior with Provoke, and a whole Rune Fencer kit, which actually does out-tank Paladins, by the way. We can see that here in just a moment. If I use Sentinel, I'm not pulling hate off of the Rune Fencer. If that was a Paladin and I used Sentinel, I would pull hate. If I use Rampart, I might pull hate. Maybe even not at that point. I would maybe even also have to provoke. It might actually be almost impossible to pull hate off of her. I'll try. There it is. So I can get there. Great, praying posture. Now that I have enmity, now that I have enmity, I might get the Death Prophet to the face. Nope, True took one for the team. See, she took hate right back, even after I used my SP. If I had kept going, I would have kept the hate, but I immediately turned, so. Alright, we're actually going to put the only TP set that we have equipped. It's not the greatest, but it's okay. I'm going to be working on this set as well after the video. I want to try to see if I can actually kill this dude with no trusts. Oh no, not Eroga. Eroga 4. Aw man. Aw man, that was so painful. I'm getting tells. Let's use Holy 2. For 2,000 damage. 3,000 damage. Oh joy. I worked on my Holy set just yesterday. And all of this actually is already written out, so if you ever need like a copy of all of the sets that I use, or if you're trying to build a Lua file that has all the sets in it, or want to update yours, like, you can always ask me. I do have an updated one. I'd be happy to actually share with anyone. It's handwritten myself, so all the macros that I would put on the game are on it. All the macros that anyone should put on the game are on it, as far as I know, all of the equip sets. I'm making small tweaks every day, so we don't know. Like, I was thinking I would actually take the initiative to make like a layered set for players so they could all have the same Lua file. And what would happen would be like, if you wanted your gear to actually be on it, it would always be on it. And I have a way to do this, where my gear and your gear won't be the same, but if I have the upgraded versions of the Class B gear, then I would have those equipped instead. So that's where we're at. And I've got it already pretty much in my head how I would write it to make it work. That would be really useful for, like, if we have a party full of Paladins, for example, 6 of them, and they all have different sets of gear on. I would have, ideally, I would have like all of the 117 stuff in the Class F set, and then I would upgrade from there into like the Class C, B, A, S, S+, etc., S++. My Paladin would be in the S++ set, I'm pretty sure. I don't have anything else to improve on. I mean, the only thing I can do is high quality some of the auction house pieces at this point. Work on the store TP set for the weapon skill damage. Man, this guy is just... he's definitely giving me the troubles. Alright, how about you take a Savage Blade to the face? Decent damage. I flash you. You are flashed. Alright. Use Intervene as well. This is an Aegis Intervene, does 2600 to Kagan. You can do less or more depending on who the boss is that you're fighting. But it's pretty strong. Pretty strong with Aegis. I love Aegis. It's really good. I actually think, I'm not sure if shield skill actually modifies it, but you do have the shield skill hands that you can get for Paladin. So shield skill +1. I think that might help with your bashes, I'm not sure. That Savage Blade was a little weak. Oh shit. Paladin's off cooldown, watch out. Watch out, guys. I guess he's done doing his Death Prophet, because he's not even praying posturing or anything. Now that I said that, watch him start praying. Alright, see, my tank set does have a regen tick, or a refresh tick on it. Actually, no, not this one. The regular tank set has some refresh on it, but this is my TP set. That explains why I've been doing so many weapon skills. This is the one I will be working on. And I can tell you really quick while we're fighting this guy what changes in particular I would be looking for. This is the old school weapon skill set, where it would actually use the ambuscade head, Solevia head, but I had put that away, so I actually can't use that right now. But that's typically one of the items you would use for your TP gain. Obviously, you would use this weapon skill accuracy piece for your TP set. You could use Combatant's Torque, that's not a bad choice. Mache is not a bad choice either here in this slot, but Store TP is actually really good. So you would want some Store TP here, or some multi-hit. In these cases, I have the Store TP and the multi-hit, right? So that's pretty strong. Store TP and multi-hit in the hands and body, and Ambuscade back could have a Store TP or a multi-hit on it. So I could work on that too. So I need the head piece done, I need the back piece done. But the Store TP plus 8 is actually not bad, so I can keep the head piece the way it is. But I probably will change it. I probably will change all of this to like Valorous or something of that nature, Odyssean, maybe. Currently I'm using these Beastmaster feet, actually, because they have double attack 4 and extra attack and strength on them, so I figure, hey, that's really strong. Pretty strong, Paladin can equip it, why not? So, but yeah, that's my TP set, so it's kind of like, it's not S-class right now, guys. Definitely. It's definitely A-class, because I'm item level 119, plus I have better item level 119 gear than a lot of players would have. So it's definitely A-class, and it's S-class in some slots, but if I wanted to have like an S+ set, I would expect everything to be best in slot, and I'm definitely not there. Definitely not there yet. And I am not attacking as fast as I would want to attack in my TP set, so needs more haste, needs more multi-hit, needs more Store TP, needs more accuracy. I need those 4 things. And I need 1 more auto attack. And then I can CDC. Get CDC'd for the win. Get wrecked. Get off my screen, Mantis. Fool. Know who I am? I'm Paladin. Paladin's a lot. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Paladin's a lot. And that's it for this video, guys. I'm glowing even more than I normally glow. We went over a lot of different stuff. I don't need to really summarize, because we've already been there. I've been beating this like a dead horse. So I'll be ending the video now. Thanks for watching to the end. Hope you had some fun watching me fight some Kagans. Hope you had some fun watching that Death Prophet get stunned. I thought that was really cool. And I hope you learned something about Paladin. I hope you learned a couple of different equip sets that maybe you could work on in your future. And so there you go. There you have it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.